Hello sailors, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are seeing what is your greatest gift and how can you best use it. So we have 3 groups to choose from. Whichever group you feel drawn to the most, that's most likely your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one group, that's totally okay. It just means there's more than one message for you here today. So pile number 1 is going to be the Tarot of the Divine with the clear quartz crystal. Pile number 2 is the Forest of the Enchantment Tarot with the bloodstone heart. And pile number 3 is the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot with the amethyst crystal. So feel free to pause the video and meditate on the groups. I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. That way you can click straight to your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Bye! Hello! If you chose pile number 1 with the Tarot of the Divine and the clear quartz crystal, this is your reading. We are going to see what is your greatest gift, and then we're going to use the tarot cards to see how you can best use this gift. So we're going to start with the oracle cards, and I do just want to say, while I was shuffling your group's oracle cards, there was a little like bird. I don't know what kind of bird, maybe a sparrow or something, but it flew like right up to the window. It kind of shocked me a little bit because it was so close to me. But I feel like you guys could have a really strong connection to animals or birds in general, or you may notice that like birds follow you around, or there's just a lot of birds around you is something that's coming through. It's almost giving like Snow White energy, how she can how the animals like follow her around, or like Disney princess type energy as well is something that I was feeling for this pile. I feel like you guys could be more soft in nature is something that's coming through. But let's go ahead and look at your cards. So we have card number 4, Youthful Folly with Mountain Above, Water Below. Interesting. Youthful Folly. And I'm going to have to look this card up because I'm really not quite sure. This is a new deck to me, so I'm still kind of learning the cards. Let's go ahead and lay out all your cards. We have the Hermit, Light Attribute, seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Shadow attributes, withdrawals from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. Interesting. And something that I was seeing was actually the rabbit as I was reading this card. So you guys may be born in the year of the rabbit, which would be 1999. And then plus or minus 12 years from that. So I'm not really good at math off of the top of my head. Let me just do it on my phone really quickly and I can tell you. So if you were born in 1999, 2011, 1987, and then just you could keep adding or subtracting, 1975. The year of the rabbit is something that was coming through. Let's go ahead and look at your other cards. We have the 63rd gene key, March 2nd through 6th, or Pisces could be significant for you. Reaching the source, the shadow of doubt, the gift of inquiry, and the city of truth. Wow. And as I was as this thought popped into my head, I heard a ding for confirmation. So I feel like you guys could be really deep learners, really curious, naturally curious about life with the gift of inquiry. This is like wanting to know things, wanting to know the deeper meaning behind things. You guys could be really into like symbolism or looking up spiritual meanings of things is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys could also just have a natural affinity for knowing what certain things mean, which is really interesting as well. Like I feel like you guys could just naturally connect the dots between things. So like for example, just maybe naturally knowing that water symbolizes emotions, or roots of a tree could symbolize the past or your ancestors. That kind of thing is something that's coming through. This is like a natural like wisdom that you guys have. You guys could be really old souls as well, is something that's coming through. And then we have the bat. This is associated with the element air. The bat spirit animal. And then we have Mars and Gemini with decision. Interesting. I am feeling a lot of like Scorpio energy coming through with this pile. We have Scorpio, we have Pisces. The Hermit is represented by Virgo. And then with the air signs, this would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And then we have Gemini again. And then with Mars, that could also be Aries and Scorpio. So there's a lot of zodiac signs here. Just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But let's see, pile number 1, what is your natural gifts? So I feel like you guys are almost like natural, or what is your greatest gift? I'm sorry, what is your greatest gift? I feel like you have a very good eye for detail is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys could be really good detectives. You're really good at reading between the lines or seeing things behind the scenes is something that's coming through. And that's also why I feel like you guys could be really have this like natural ability to understand symbolism, because I feel like you have this really like strong ability to understand things, like the deeper meanings of things. It's like you guys have this really strong ability to see beyond the mask. I feel like you guys could be really good at reading people as well, is something that's coming through. Like maybe somebody says something and then acts a different way. I feel like you guys are really good at reading body language or reading facial expressions, or even just like understanding people's energy is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys could be naturally psychic is something that's also coming through as well. Let me see what else I'm seeing. What is your greatest gift? I feel like you guys are so connected to source, spirit, the divine. It's almost like they're showing me a telephone. It's like you guys have this natural like telephone connection to the divine. Like if you were to ask the divine a question, I feel like you would immediately receive an answer. Is something that's also coming through. I feel like you guys have done a lot of inner work in this lifetime, but even beyond this lifetime, I feel like you guys, when you guys learn a lesson, you really carry it on. And so I feel like you guys may know a lot of things or be very wise, even from a young age with this like youthful folly card. I feel like people may have told you you were wise beyond your years, or I'm also seeing this energy like even the adults in your life whenever you were a child may have looked to you and been like, wow, like pile number 1 knows a lot about life. Or I feel like even the adults in your life whenever you were a child may have come to you for advice and guidance, because you have this like almost like natural wisdom that's coming through. Let's see what else I'm seeing. What is pile number 1's greatest gift? I feel this energy of like, again, with it's like the detective energy coming through. I feel like you guys are very good at reading people, because I feel like you have maybe done a lot of work on yourself, and you know and understand yourself at a very deep level is something that's coming through with the Hermit and self inquiry, where it's like you know your deeper motivations, or you know your deeper desires, your deeper intentions. And I feel like you guys also have this understanding that we are all one, we are all connected at a source or divine or universal level. And because you have that knowing, I feel like whenever you understand something deeply about yourself, it's like you unlock something within like the human collective consciousness, where you like understand humanity at a deeper level is something that's coming through. And that's why I feel like you guys have this ability to give really good advice, really good guidance, because you know yourself is something that's coming through. It's like you know why you do things, so you know and understand why other people do things as well, which is really interesting. The bat spirit can talk about transformation. So I feel like you guys could have a lot of Scorpio placements. Again, that's something that's coming through. But I feel like your life is almost like an ever unfolding flower. I feel like you guys could have gone through a spiritual awakening at a really young age, is something that's also coming through. For some reason, your spirit guides are saying 12. So I'm seeing maybe like in your preteen or teenage years, you guys could have gone through a spiritual awakening, or have been very interested in like the occult or hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, that kind of thing. What is pile number 1's greatest gift? You guys are coming through as almost like a guide in a way, a mentor, a teacher. I feel like that's coming through as your greatest gift. Your greatest gift is helping other people. I feel through knowledge, through wisdom, helping other people see deeper truths about life, understand deeper truths about themselves, because I feel like you guys constantly go within with the Hermit card here. You guys are constantly, and again, I'm seeing the rabbit, and the rabbit has the tendency to like burrow or hide in their hole. So I feel like you guys may go through periods of isolation where you're learning and understanding things about yourself. And again, it's like unlocking truths about humanity, unlocking truths about the collective consciousness. And your spirit guides are saying you are an agent of change, an agent of transformation. So because you have this ability to go into your shadow or go within and understand things about yourself, you're almost like helping humanity up level, is something that's coming through. So I want to go ahead and look at the Youthful Folly card in the book. Oh, sorry if you can hear that. My dog is down here licking her paws. Let's see, number 4. Youthful Folly. This says... So these cards kind of come through as more advice and guidance. So I'm just going to read it and we'll take what we see from it. Be on guard for the careless or rebellious attitudes, characteristics of inexperience. Just as youth requires instruction, this is a good time to focus on learning lessons from a patient teacher or from life experience. Is there a circumstance in your life that you have failed to comprehend, perhaps because you didn't appreciate its inherent complexities? Be respectful of anything or anyone who has something to teach you right now. Yeah, I feel this energy that one of your greatest gifts is like you are simultaneously the student and the teacher. You are simultaneously learning as you go, but also teaching the things that you learn, which is really interesting. And I feel like you learn things at a very, very deep level. When you learn something, it's like you bring it into your whole being and you really understand it from such a deep way that you have the ability to teach it to others. Your spirit guides are showing me, whenever I was in school, I had this class where it was like we would go through and we would try and teach something that we had learned, because our teacher believed that if you know something very, very well, then you have the ability to teach it. And if you can teach something, then you really know that you know something. So I'm seeing that energy coming through. It's like you guys have this energy where you guys may teach other people things because it's like you know things at such a very deep, deep level. Reaching the source, decision. And actually, I want to read this card out of the book as well and see what it says. With Gemini, Mars and Gemini. And it's like, I feel like you guys with the like chessboard here, I feel like you guys have this ability to almost like see things before they happen, or you guys are always like 4 or 5 steps ahead is something that's also coming through. It's like you guys, I feel like if you guys don't play chess, I feel like you guys would be really good chess players, because I feel like you guys have this almost like strategic way of seeing things, but also this like it's like because you know yourself so well, you have the ability to see what other people are going to do before they do it. Because it's like, I feel like you guys may ask yourself, like, what would I do in a situation like this? And then it like reveals certain truths about what other people would do or what other people's intentions or desires are. Really interesting. And your spirit guides are saying, know thyself, which is something that was like inscribed on, I think it was like in Delphi or something like that. I can't remember, but it was like, it's like a really famous saying, know thyself, that may be like a deep truth that you guys know. Really interesting. Let's see, we have Mars in Gemini. When this card is drawn, it indicates the need to make a quick decision, but bear in mind that speed is not the most important factor. Yeah. You guys have such this strong, like, knowing about things. You guys are very intelligent, and I feel like you guys are really wise, is something that keeps coming through. With the Hermit card here, and the light, like, coming out of his chest. I feel like you guys are almost like a guiding light to people in the dark. And I feel like you guys could have a very, like, I'm also seeing almost like a darker demeanor is something that's coming through. You guys may prefer to wear black or darker colors. I'm also seeing that you guys may, I feel like you guys also, I mentioned this earlier, tend to isolate, but also even when you're in public, I feel like you guys may be very discerning about who you allow into your life or who you allow into your energy field is something that's also coming through. Yeah. I also feel like you guys have this like tendency for like no BS is something that's coming through as well. It's like, I feel like you may have very high standards because you hold yourself to high standards. So when you see other people acting out of their shadow or acting from like a lower energy, I feel like you guys almost have like no tolerance for it. Is something that's also coming through where you guys may be like, those people need to do their work is something that I'm seeing. This like, it's coming through as almost kind of harsh, but I don't feel like you guys are harsh. I feel like you guys are just more soft or receptive is something that's coming through where it's like when people are acting out of their shadow, I just see you being like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to deal with this. And I just feel like you guys may just be like, okay, yeah, I'm not dealing with this. Is something that's coming through. Yeah. I feel like you guys are just such wise teachers, wise old souls, and you guys may, like, this energy is coming through where you guys may not shy away from teaching somebody a lesson is something that's also coming through where it's like, again, it's like cutting people off or not associating with certain people because you know that if they just did the work, they would be in a higher vibe or a better energy is something that's coming through. I want to go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see how you can best use your gifts. So you guys have, it's interesting because whenever I was thinking about doing this reading, I was thinking, what is their greatest gift? I want to see one gift, but I had this like feeling that, and this is only pile one, I haven't done the other piles, but I had this feeling that multiple gifts were going to come through because that's kind of how gifts work. It's like, we don't just get one gift, we get multiple gifts, and a lot of times our gifts tie into each other. So I feel like you guys have the gift of discernment, you guys have the gift of knowledge, you guys have the gift of wisdom, the gift of teaching, the gift of transformation, transforming yourself, constantly changing, constantly up-leveling yourself. And you guys also have the gift of inquiry. So this is being curious about life, naturally curious about motivations, about intentions, about why we do the things that we do. And I also feel like you guys have the ability to understand the deeper truth behind things. Let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. How can pile number one best use their gifts? Pile number one, best use their gifts. I want to get 5 cards. How can pile number one Best use their gifts. I feel like this card wants to come out. Okay. So we're gonna take all of these upright. So we have the Knight of Swords coming out. Interesting. And again, with the Knight of Swords, I'm seeing this energy of helping uplift humanity, helping humans understand certain things. I feel like you guys have a really big impact, even if you guys aren't, you know, influencers or stars or celebrities, even just at like a low level. I feel like you guys understand it's like the ripple in the pond, because we are all connected. Even if you just were to reach one person, that one person could reach 2 people, and those 2 people could reach 4 people, and then those 4 people could reach 8 people. And it's like that's how things grow, that's how things expand. And so even if you were to share your wisdom, your truth, your insights with one person, it's like you guys have this ripple effect on humanity, and things spread fast is something I'm seeing, because you guys have, again, with truth. And I feel like even in today's age, you know, with, you know, the age of information, there's so much information out there. Sometimes it can be hard to sift between what's true and what's not true, but because you guys have this deeper understanding of what truth actually means, you guys have a really strong impact on those around you. And we have the Knight of Coins. So we have 2 knights coming through. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And as I was setting that Knight card down, I was hearing almost like the protector of truth. I feel like you guys may value truth. You guys maybe value justice is something that I'm also seeing as well. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 6 of Wands. And then we have the 2 of Coins. Interesting. So pile number 1, how can you best use your gift? Even in your like use of your gift, which would be like an action, doing something, is coming through as more passive with the Wheel of Fortune card. It's like you use your gift by just, it's almost like they keep showing me this image of like a wise old sage sitting on a chair, and the people who he needs to reach come to him. Is something that's coming through. And even with the Wheel of Fortune card here, it's like it's left up to fate. It's left up to other people's decisions, or the universe's decisions of who receives your advice and guidance and when they receive your advice and guidance. It's like how you best use your gifts is not necessarily by force or by doing anything or by creating a platform or putting yourself out there. It's like whoever is meant to receive your advice and guidance will receive it in divine timing when they are meant to receive it by coming into contact with you. It's just that simple. It's like if you're at the grocery store, it's like the people you pass in the grocery store, or it could be a friend of a friend that you meet at a party. It's like this kind of like fate energy surrounding your pile. I feel like you guys have this very like divinely guided mission is something that's coming through. It's like I feel like you guys are needed here at this time on the planet is something that's coming through. It's almost like, so your spirit guides are showing me, it's like, yes, both are true, where we decide to come here, but also we don't decide to come here. And I feel like that energy coming through for you guys, it's like, yes, I will come to Earth to help uplift people, but also the universe is like, you need to come to Earth to help uplift people is something that's coming through. See what else I'm seeing. Pile number 1. How can pile number 1 best use their gifts? Yeah, and even with the 6 of Wands coming through, it's this energy of like those who are meant to see you will see you and receive whatever they need to receive from the interaction, which is really interesting. I feel like you guys just have this very like soft nature energy where it's like, I'm not seeing somebody like standing on a pedestal preaching their message to the world. I'm seeing this more like reserve type energy, where it's like when somebody comes to you for advice and guidance, I feel like you give the most like profound advice. I feel like you help people make decisions as well, with the decision card coming through. And it's interesting because I feel like you could have I feel like you're just so go with the flow is something that's coming through, where it's like you could have two different people come up to you and ask the same question, and your answer may be completely different for both people, because I feel like you guys have such this deep understanding about humans and just the soul in general, where it's like everybody's on a different journey, everybody's on a different path, nobody needs the same advice and guidance. And yeah, it's just this such like profound energy. I feel like whenever you speak, people may be like, wow, did you just say that? Like, I feel like it's almost like you get people's like minds going, or like their thoughts just start like spinning, like, wow, like I never thought of it that way, or I never saw it that way, or I never understood it at such that deep level that you guys understand it. Really interesting. And again, the energy coming through is like whenever your advice is needed, it will be given to the right people, is something that's coming through. Even with, it's like all of this energy here, it's like how you can best use your gifts by just being yourself, by just going with the flow, by doing what you love, following your passions, following your inspiration, following your creativity. And wherever you are, whatever people you come into contact with at that time is what's needed. Which is really interesting. And even like with the like cubs here, bears to me can talk about hibernation or like going within. I feel like you awaken people spiritually is something that's coming through by just being yourself. You guys are coming through as like a wise old sage, which is really interesting. You guys may be younger. I don't feel like you guys are necessarily old, but you guys have old souls. See if I'm seeing anything else. I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. We would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family. If this resonated, comment down below, let me know. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 2 with the bloodstone heart, this is your reading. We're going to see what is your greatest gift, and then we're going to use the tarot cards to see how you can best use this gift. So the first thing that I was seeing was actually runes. So you guys may be into reading runes, or you guys may have a natural ability to read runes. I'm also feeling like you guys could have natural connection to Ireland, Scotland, any like Celtic tradition is something that I'm feeling for you guys. You guys may have that in your heritage. I want to go ahead and look at your oracle cards, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. So pile number 2, what is your greatest gift? We have endurance. Thunder above, wind below. So number 32. Endurance. So you guys have a natural gift to see things through, or keep going, keep moving forward is something that's coming through. I also want to say, I'm going to try and see your greatest gift, but a lot of times, actually all the time, we have more than one gift, and so sometimes our gifts can be connected, and I feel like, and I mentioned this in pile number 1, I may pick up on more than one gift that you guys have because they're all connected, really, even your greatest gift. So let's see, we have the Queen. Light attributes: radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Shadow attributes: becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. Pile number 2. ahead and lay out all your cards. We have the 58th gene key, December 25th through 30th. And this is related to Capricorn energy. The shadow of dissatisfaction, the gift of vitality, and the city of bliss. The joy of service. So you guys may actually work in like a service industry is something that I'm seeing. You guys could be servers, you guys could work at restaurants, or you guys could just be in a job that provides some sort of service to other people is something that I'm seeing. I feel like you guys have a natural like helper energy where you want to help uplift people, you want to help bring people joy. I feel like you guys could, I'm seeing like a class clown. You guys could have been the class clown is something that's coming through, or you just really enjoy making people laugh, enjoy uplifting people is something that's coming through. Really interesting. And your spirit guides are actually saying, there was like a quote that I had heard somewhere, I think it was Robin Williams, and he said, a lot of times the most happiest people are the ones who struggle the most, is something that's coming through, which is really interesting. And also I do want to note within the gene keys, within every single shadow holds the seed for the city. So within the shadow of dissatisfaction holds the seed for bliss. So that's something that's also coming through. And it's like within the shadow of sadness holds the seed for creativity, holds the seed for happiness. Really interesting. I feel like you guys could really understand duality at a deep level is something that I'm feeling as well. I also do want to note this is Capricorn energy, and Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs are the ones who start things. Capricorn is the start of the winter. It's also the start of the new year. So you guys could have a really good ability or natural gift at starting new things. I'm also seeing with the endurance card, it's like starting new things and seeing them through is something that's coming through. Let's look at your other cards. So we have the Stingray. Interesting. And the Stingray can talk about having a backbone or having a spine or standing up for yourself. For some reason, I'm seeing like somebody with really good posture. So you guys may have really good posture, or you guys may notice frequently your posture. If you're slouching, you guys may make efforts to stand up straight. Even with the Queen here, the Queen always like stands up straight. I'm seeing that scene from the Princess Diaries whenever Anne Hathaway is learning how to be a princess. And I think her name is, I can't remember her name. The Queen, she talks about like steps to become a queen or steps to be a royal. It's like you always stand up straight with your shoulders relaxed, shoulders lean back. I feel like you guys have this very like regal energy about you. Really interesting. Your spirit guides are saying you guys may have been nobility in a past life, or you guys may have a very strong connection to nobility, which is really interesting. You guys may have like ancestors who were queens or nobles is something that's coming through, or you yourself may have been a noble in a past life is something that I'm also seeing. I feel like you guys have this almost like, what's the word? It's like drawn to, you guys can naturally be drawn to like princes, princesses, knights, fairy tales, kings, queens, stories about royalty is something I'm seeing. I'm seeing the Sword in the Stone. I'm seeing the Princess Diaries. I'm seeing any like movie or show that involves like royals is something that's coming through. Bridgerton, I've never seen that show, but for some reason it's coming through. And then we have, oh, wow. Interesting. We have authority with Mars in Capricorn. More Capricorn energy coming through. And this is reminding me of at the end of Princess Diaries 2. The Princess Diaries keeps coming through for this pile. She actually becomes the queen, and they have this like ceremony where they hold, I don't really know what goes on in this ceremony, but they have the sword, and then they have this little like ornament looking thing. Even in like Frozen, whenever she becomes the queen, they do this like ceremony, this ritual. Really interesting. So pile number 2, your greatest gift involves the ability to lead not only yourself through and out of situations, but I feel like you guys are very good leaders in general. You guys have this very like inspiring energy that is almost like uplifting to other people. I feel like you guys may attract people who are looking for guidance or who are looking for help or who may need like a leader is something that's coming through, because you guys have this strong leadership ability. This gift of leadership is something that's coming through. You guys may have a very regal energy as well. Is something that I'm also seeing. You guys may just have this energy of royalty around you, where you guys may be drawn to more quality type things or the finer things in life is something that I'm also seeing. I feel like the energy of like antiquing is coming through, which is really interesting. You guys may be into like antiques or like, I'm seeing just like fine glass, chandeliers, fine china, this like royal, like things that would be in like a palace is something that's coming through, which is really interesting. See what else I'm seeing. I feel like you guys, because you have this leadership energy, I feel like frequently throughout your life, you may have had, you may be the type of person to stand up for the underdog is something that I'm seeing. Or like if you were to see somebody being bullied, I feel like you would stand up to the bully. I feel like you guys have this very like strong, it's almost giving like older sibling type energy as well, where it's like you take care of your people. Which is really interesting. I feel like you guys could have definitely been like nobility or like a king or queen in a past life is something that's coming through, because I feel like you've carried this through into this life, where you stand up for those who need help. You stand up for those in need. You help uplift others. You help inspire others. You are this like shining light for others. I'm also seeing with the Capricorn energy here, this is the 10th house. So you guys may be drawn to like business, or you guys may be entrepreneurs, or think about starting your own business is something that's also coming through. I feel like you guys also have this energy of like money all over you, where it's like you guys exude the energy of abundance is something that's coming through. Pile number one, what is pile number one's greatest gift? Your greatest gift definitely is this ability to lead others, to inspire others, to be this like guide for others. And I feel with this endurance card here in the stingray, it's like you never give up, you never back down, you never surrender. Especially whenever somebody is like, I'm seeing like somebody in like being harmed or things not happening justly is something I'm seeing. I feel like you guys have this very strong sense of justice, of like things need to be put into place, things need to be balanced. And I feel like you guys have, it's almost like a hero type energy that's also coming through. You guys are like a hero to other people. And even with authority, it's like you guys carry yourself with this sense of authority. It's like you know where you're going, you know who you are, you know what you're doing. And it's this very like strong character type energy that's coming through. I am also seeing Leo. I feel like you guys could have Leo placements, or you guys could have the lion as a spirit animal is something that's coming through as well. Let me see what else I'm seeing. I want to look at this authority card in the book and see what it says. Mars and Capricorn. When this card appears, it could indicate a need for the questioner to take control of the situation by asserting authority. Alternatively, it may be necessary to seek the help of a person in power. Interesting. I feel like you guys come across as people in power. People in their power, or people empowered is something that's coming through. So you may attract people who may have like victim mindsets, or may feel like they're helpless or they can't do anything. And I feel like you guys almost, because you are in this energy of being empowered, you inspire others to be empowered as well. Really interesting. You guys have this like air of confidence about you as well. It's like you know where you're going, you know who you are. Yeah. This is a really powerful energy. Very powerful energy. And we have the word authority mentioned twice. It says uses her benevolent authority to protect others. And then we have authority over here. So you guys hold this like sense of authority. It's like you know what you're doing. For some reason, I'm also seeing this energy. If you guys were in like a group project or you did group projects in school, I feel like you guys were the leader in the projects where it's like you would assign people tasks, or you would be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And then other people would like, oh, I'm going to do this. And like, it's like you have this natural energy to like direct people is something that's coming through. And I feel like this brings you joy as well. I feel like you enjoy like showing people the way, showing people how to be happy, showing people how to empower themselves, uplifting others, because we have the joy of service over here. So it's like selfless service is something that's coming through. Interesting. Let me see what else I'm seeing. Yeah, I feel like one of your greatest gifts is like this energy of empowerment. I feel like you guys have the ability to pull yourself out of certain dark energies. And I feel like you have the ability to help others out of dark energies as well. And it's interesting that this gene key is titled From Stress to Bliss. So it's like, I feel like you have this natural gift to like, almost like calm down situations or bring a certain like energy of peace. Really interesting. Your spirit guides were saying he was a king of peace. So I feel like you guys may value peace as well as something I'm seeing. You guys may value peace. You guys may value justice. And I feel like this energy, like this leadership energy never tires in you is something I'm also seeing, where it's like no matter how much people need you or how you feel, it's like I feel this energy where it's like you always have strength to endure. It's like this vitality, again, with the gift of vitality. It's like you have this energy to keep going, to keep pursuing, to keep persevering, to keep empowering yourself, to keep empowering others. I want to go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see how you can best use this gift. Again, your spirit guides are showing me the sword and the stone. There may be messages in that movie for you. It's also really interesting because the boy in the movie, King Arthur, and as I'm looking out my window, I'm sorry, I'm seeing a bird with a nut in its mouth. So I feel like that could be an omen that you guys could be receiving a gift from somebody, is something that's coming through. But in the movie, The Sword and the Stone, the boy, he didn't have family. He was often mistreated by the people around him. But he had this like air about him where he would always stand up for what was right. He always followed his heart. He never backed down, even whenever he was like pitted against people who were bigger than him or larger than him or stronger than him. It's like his strength came from within. And I feel like that's one of your greatest gifts. And even though he was like a small, tiny, frail, fragile little boy, he was the one who could pull the sword out of the stone. He was the one who could pull the sword out of the stone because his strength came from within. And I feel like that's a gift that you guys have as well. Let's see, pile number 2. How can pile number 2 best use their gift? 5 cards, please. How can pile number 2 best use their gifts? One more card, please. So we actually got 6 cards. I'm going to keep them all, though. Yes. So we had the 9 of Visions coming out. This is the 9 of Cups. Interesting. We have this like Pisces energy here as well with the fish. Throwing the coin into the well. We have the Keeper of Boons. This is the King of Pentacles. You guys also have this very, again, it's like this, like, you guys exude this very, like, abundant energy. You guys may really, like, value quality over quantity is something I'm seeing as well. I feel like you guys have really, like, nice clothes, nice hair, nice things in your home, like a really nice home is something that's coming through. And again, like, I'm getting this, like, antiquing energy. You guys may really be into, like, antiquing or garage selling or looking for things that maybe other people see as not valuable, but you can tell. I feel like you guys have really good taste is something that's coming through. We're going to go ahead and lay all these cards out. We have the Ace of Challenges. This is the Ace of Swords. Again, there's this energy of this bird carrying something in their mouth, which was something that I saw outside my window whenever I was talking about King Arthur. You guys may want to look into King Arthur. I feel like you guys may have had a past life as like a knight of the round table is something that's also coming through. Or you guys may feel very connected to like kings and queens and princesses. Really interesting. I'm also seeing the Tale of Despero, which talks about a mouse who was a very like small little tiny mouse, but he had this like strength and he would like stand up to people, and he was a tiny little mouse and he would stand up to humans. Like that is strength. You guys have this like natural gift of inner strength. We have the Green Mother. We have Suspension, so this is the Hanged Man, and the Green Mother is the Empress. And then we have the Eight of Spells. This is the Eight of Wands. And again, I'm seeing a lot of references to The Sword and the Stone, the Disney movie. You guys might want to watch that. There could be messages in that movie for you. Because with the owl here, I'm seeing Archimedes, which was the name of Merlin's owl. Let's see, pile number 2. How can pile number 2 best use their gifts? I feel with the Empress being here, I feel like you best use your gifts by helping others, by uplifting others. This could actually be like providing others with some sort of like safety is something I'm feeling with this like nurturing energy here. Inspiring others with the things you speak with the Ace of Challenges by uplifting those around you with your words. How can pile number 2 best use their gifts? I'm seeing this energy of like allowing yourself to be in the energy of abundance, allowing yourself to have the finer things in life, allowing yourself to buy nice things, have like fancy things. That's something that's coming through, because I feel like when other people see you in this energy of abundance, it almost inspires them to be like, oh, well, pile number 2 did it, I can too. Pile number 2, and again, this was very similar to pile number 1, but it's like just be yourself. How you can best use this gift is by just continuing to be yourself, because that's why you have this gift, is because you are who you are. I am seeing with the Hanged Man here, I feel like you can best use this gift by not jumping to conclusions, or by not sorry if you can hear that. My dog is down there dreaming. By not jumping to conclusions, or by not making brash or rash decisions is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys, with the Endurance card here, I feel like you guys may have this tendency to like push and push, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like you can best use this gift by recognizing when you may be pushing a little too hard. With the like Suspension here, the Hanged Man, this is about like stopping, slowing down. But it's interesting because it's coming right next to the Eight of Wands, which the Eight of Wands is a very fast-moving energy. But the Eight of Wands also is Sagittarius energy, and Sagittarius is the 9th house, which talks about learning. So I feel like you can best use this gift by maybe learning a skill or learning a trade and using your gift in that skill or trade. I'm saying specifically teaching is something that's coming through, but doesn't have to be. This could be traveling. This could be working at a college. This could also be working at a library as well. How can pile number 2 best use their gifts? I also feel because you guys have this very like eye for quality, and I feel like you guys have a very good taste. With the Keeper of Boons here, the King of Pentacles, I feel like this energy of maybe sharing your wealth is something that's coming through. So not being afraid to gift people things, like give people actual physical gifts, because I just feel like the energy of, it's like because you guys have this very strong, like powerful energy, the things that you have also hold power, which is really interesting that they're showing me that. And your spirit guides are also saying everything has energy, everything is alive, even like things that you wouldn't necessarily think to be alive. Everything has energy, everything has moving particles. I feel like you guys have this ability to almost like give your energy to like inanimate objects, and then by gifting those inanimate objects to people, it holds that power. Really interesting. I'm going to take a sip of my tea really quickly. I also feel like you best use your gifts by dreaming big, by not allowing yourself to think small, by allowing yourself to dream big, to go after big goals, big ideals, big dreams is something that's coming through. Because we have the King of Pentacles here. This is like ultimate abundance. I feel like you guys are meant to have wealth in this life. You guys have 2 energies of Capricorn. And Capricorn has this like drive to pursue things, to endure through struggle. And so they reap the rewards of that endurance. And I feel like how you best use this gift is by allowing yourself to dream big, by dreaming a bigger, better life for yourself. Because when people see you in this energy of empowerment, it inspires them, which is really interesting. Again, they're showing me The Tale of Despero, which I think is a movie. I feel like you guys should watch that movie. There may be some messages in that movie for you as well. I do feel how you can best use this gift is maybe learning a trade or learning a skill is something that's coming through, maybe becoming the master of something. Let me see what else I'm seeing. Yeah, I feel like when you guys recognize something for what it is, I feel like you guys will like call it out or say your truth, speak your truth. I feel like you guys have a really good ability to do this. This is one of your natural gifts. And the message that's coming through how you can best use this gift is by continuing to speak your truth, by continuing to share your voice, by continuing to bring clarity and confirmation to other people, which is really interesting. I feel it's interesting. I'm feeling this energy that you guys may have at one point been in your life the underdog, or may have been seen as small or weak or powerless. And because you had the ability to empower yourself, it's like you guys now have the ability to empower others. And I feel like you can best use your gift by continuing to empower others, by continuing to uplift and nurture and care and inspire others. And your spirit guides keep emphasizing there could be some sort of dream that you have that others may perceive as like too big or just wishful thinking, or people may have told you that dream's impossible or it's never going to happen. If you guys endure and continue to pursue, I do feel like you guys will have success in whatever it is that you are dreaming of doing. I feel like this could be tied to career because we have Capricorn energy here. Whatever your dream job is, I feel like you guys can have that dream job. Is something that's coming through with the 9 of Cups next to the King of Pentacles. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow, and we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. If this resonated, comment down below, let me know. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile number 3 with the amethyst crystal, this is your reading. We're going to look at your oracle cards to see your greatest gift, and then we'll look at the tarot cards to see how you can best use this gift. So let's go ahead and start with your oracle cards. So you guys have number 17, following, lake above, thunder below. Interesting. And it's almost like these little like stones. They're almost like a path. Really interesting. Stones leading to a path. I feel like you guys could be pioneers is something that I'm feeling. You guys may have cardinal placements, so that would be Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. So you guys could have those placements. That's something that's coming through right off the bat. We have the damsel, light attributes, understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Interesting. I feel like you guys could be very naturally attractive is something that I'm seeing. I feel like this could be one of your gifts. I feel like you have a gift for beauty is something that I'm seeing as well. I'm also hearing trendsetter. So you guys may be very aware of certain trends, or it's just like the things that you wear are just, because you're wearing them, make them beautiful. They're showing me Regina George in Mean Girls and how they like, there's that scene where they cut the holes in her bra, and then all of a sudden everybody around the school is cutting holes in their shirt, like where their bra is. And it's like, that was never meant to be like that, but because it was Regina George, she had that energy where it was like, everyone was like, oh, that's so cool, that's so pretty, and then they wanted to do that. I feel like you guys are coming through as that energy, which is really interesting. I'm also seeing Daphne from Scooby-Doo in the Scooby-Doo movie, and how she, in the first one, she was constantly saying, you know, people were saying she was a damsel in distress, and then by the end, it was like she saved herself. But Daphne also had that very, like, pretty, attractive, like, beautiful energy. Like, the things that she wore were just like, wow, like, it was just, it was almost like trend setting. Like, people were like, oh, I want that. I want to wear that. That, like, purple and green, which is really interesting. Let's see what else we have. We have the 38th gene key, Capricorn. So Capricorn could be significant. January 1st through 5th, the warrior of light, the shadow of struggle, the gift of perseverance, and the city of honor. Interesting. The gift of perseverance says the indomitable spirit of the underdog. Interesting. I feel like people may often underestimate you is something I'm seeing, or people, you guys I feel like are very attractive in a way. If you guys could be conventionally or unconventionally attractive. I feel like it's your energy that you bring that's attractive, but because you have this like very pretty or beautiful type energy, people may underestimate you. People may not think that you're smart or that you have talent or that you have capability because you're pretty, which is really interesting. There was something that I saw about this. I can't remember. It was like, it had to do along with those lines where it's like people underestimate people who are pretty because they think, oh, that's just a pretty face. I feel like you may be constantly underestimated is something that I'm seeing because of your looks. I feel like you guys are really strong in general. We have the gift of perseverance. This is the gift of continuing to show up for yourself. I feel like you guys have this ability to continue to show up for yourself even when other people don't, which is really interesting. This pioneer energy keeps coming through where it's like you guys may be trendsetters, or you guys may go against the grain or do things differently, but it's like nobody's done the things that you have done before, but because you have this like very like attractive energy, it's like, oh, I want to do that now. Really interesting. Let's see what else we have. We have the starfish. Interesting. And I'm hearing open to infinite potential, open to infinite possibilities. You guys are almost like a well of potential is something I'm seeing as well. Your spirit guides are also saying creative and strength. So I feel like you guys have this very like naturally creative energy. And this was something that I mentioned in the other piles where it's like, yes, we are looking at your greatest gift, but a lot of times other gifts can come through that are tied to this greatest gift because everything is connected. But for you guys, I feel like you guys are almost like a jack of all trades is something that's coming through. You guys have the potential, infinite possibilities to do or be whatever it is that you want to be, which is really interesting. And this is very different from the other two piles. The other two piles had very like sort of centralized themes with like smaller gifts branching off of those centralized gifts or the greatest gift. Whereas you guys, I feel one of your greatest gifts is this like star quality that you guys may possess. You guys may be very beautiful or pretty or attractive. That I feel like is one of your greatest gifts, but also I feel like you guys are almost this like jack of all trades. I feel like you guys it's interesting. It's like, I feel like you guys may have often been seen as the underdog or often been underestimated. Even with the shadow attribute here, I feel like you guys may have often been seen as somebody who needs to be saved or somebody who needs to be rescued, or it's really interesting. It's like people I feel like may have wanted to try and do things for you or like take on your responsibilities because they see like, oh, you can't do that, or you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't handle that. But I feel this energy coming through where it's like, no, I want to challenge. I want to fight for myself. I want to persevere. It's interesting with the shadow of struggle here. It's almost like, even right here, it says a fight without a purpose. I feel like you guys may have this energy where you're like, I need to prove myself. I need to do things to prove who I am, which is really interesting. Again, they're showing me Daphne from Scooby-Doo, and she kind of has that energy too, where it's like she wants to go off on her own. She wants to solve mysteries by herself because she wants to prove to the gang that she can do it. Because a lot of times people will be like, oh, like she can come with me, or like they see her as almost kind of like a background character is something that's coming through, but she's obviously not a background character. She is a main character, and I feel like that's how you guys are. You guys have this main character energy, but I feel like because of, society and the way we view like people who are attractive or people who are more beautiful as almost like they shouldn't have to do hard things or hard work. But I feel like you guys have this energy. Even with the star here, I feel like you guys may have people who tend to put you up on a pedestal or see you as like out of reach. But I feel like you guys have this energy where I feel like you guys could be very grounded. But people may tend to put you on a pedestal or see you as something that's like a prize to be won or out of their reach or out of their league. But I feel like you guys have this very like down to earth, like they're saying, your spirit guides are saying girl next door type energy. Let's see what else we have. We have the sun in Pisces with vision. Interesting. And whenever I flipped over this card vision, I was seeing in Marvel, I can't remember her name. I think her name is the Scarlet Witch. She also has that energy of almost like damsel in distress, or like even, I think it was an Endgame, like one of the later movies, they told her, stay behind, don't go out, don't fight, just stay here, just sit here, even though she was super powerful. She was really strong, really powerful, and one of the guys in that show, he saw her power, he saw her potential, and he's like, yeah, I know you don't need protecting, because she was powerful. But because of like the way the group thought as like, oh, she needs to stay behind, she can't fight for herself or she can't fend for herself, which is really interesting. Even on your Gene Key card, you have the Warrior of Light. You guys have this almost like warrior princess type energy that's coming through. Pile number 3. What is pile number 3's greatest gift? Your spirit guides are showing me this energy of like leading amongst the crowd, which is really interesting. I feel like people, again, you guys have this leadership energy, right? You guys have this star quality about you. But because people often may see you as a damsel in distress or somebody who can't stand up for themselves, I feel like you guys have this like power of influence that's coming through. This like power to lead people within the crowd, which is oftentimes more powerful than somebody who like stands up on a pedestal and leads externally. You guys have this like leader internal quality, but it's like almost like the power of persuasion or the power of influence is something that's coming through. And I feel like you guys may, if you guys haven't yet, I feel like you guys may use this to your benefit, because I see this energy of you guys no longer fighting to stand out or fighting to like be on top, because you guys naturally have this energy. And so it's like you guys naturally are a star. You guys naturally are meant to be on top, but amongst people, amongst a crowd, which is really interesting with the following card here. Yeah, I feel like you guys could be influencers is something that's coming through. Interesting. And they're showing me again, it's like sometimes people can underestimate people who may have really good looks or may have won the genetic lottery, or people who are more attractive because they see them as just another pretty face. But I feel like you guys have this really strong like influential power. And even with the Capricorn energy here, this is like a boss type energy. Capricorn is ruled by the 10th house, which is at the top of the chart. So it's like you guys have this natural ability, natural affinity to lead people. I feel like you guys are really intelligent as well. I feel like you guys are really smart, and I feel like you guys know how to use your weaknesses as your strength is something that's coming through. Really interesting. I also feel this energy. They keep showing me Daphne from Scooby-Doo, how she uplifted herself, how she solved certain parts of the mystery, but it also uplifted the team as well. And that's something that I feel like is for you guys as well, a gift that you have. Whenever you uplift yourself, you uplift others around you. Whenever you inspire yourself, you inspire others around you. You guys are definitely trendsetters. It's something I'm seeing as well. It's like the fashion, the makeup, the hair, how you dress is like very, people see it and are like, oh, I want that. Even if it's not like super expensive, I feel like you guys just have this energy where it's like you make things look expensive. Is something that's coming through. I want to look at this card in the book, the vision card, and see what it says. This is the Sun in Pisces. This says, when this card is selected, the questioner may be dreaming of escape in the form of a long-distance voyage or other get-away-from-it-all activity. The vision card may also indicate a new interest and very often some ability in psychology or psychic research. Yeah, I feel like you guys have a really deep understanding of the mind is something that's coming through. I feel like you know how the mind works. I feel like that's why you guys have this gift of influence, this gift of persuasion as well. I'm also hearing the gift of seduction. I feel like you guys may be able to like almost like put a spell or trance on people is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys may have a really strong connection to Aphrodite is something I'm also seeing, or the Celtic goddess Freya. And now that I'm thinking about it, the Celtic goddess Freya, the goddess of love, was also seen in like a chariot. She was a warrior as well. And I feel like that's something for you guys that I see here for you guys as well. You guys may be really drawn to strawberries is something I'm seeing as well, like the strawberry aesthetic. I'm also seeing strawberry shortcake. That may have been something that you were interested in as a child. This says, it suggests that at some time in the future, the person asking the question may be involved with a large institution and that service to others will provide great satisfaction, recognition, and fulfillment. Yeah, we have recognition here for you guys. So you guys are meant to be recognized for your gifts, talents, and abilities. You guys are really strong individuals. And I'm seeing this energy, no matter how much people may dismiss you or suppress you or see you as just another pretty face, I feel like you have this really good ability of proving them wrong every single time, because that's just who you are. You guys are a powerhouse. Wow. I love this. Yeah, and even with the starfish here, this is like star energy. The star, the shining star, a light for others that guides others, but also this like, I'm seeing like celebrity type energy as well. I feel like you guys are very, very, very attractive. And you have this like attractive energy as well. Let me see what else I'm seeing. I also feel whenever you guys have a passion for something or you guys feel a purpose for something, it's like you guys become almost an unstoppable force, is something I'm seeing. Yeah. I also feel like you guys may use, it's this very like go with the flow energy, like this flowy type air energy. I feel like you guys may have a natural ability to resolve conflict, is something I'm seeing as well, but also this energy of like using people's strength against them. Again, they keep showing me Daphne from Scooby-Doo, that scene where she fights in the first Scooby-Doo, at the end of the movie, she fights that like really big wrestler muscle man, and she wins because she uses his strength against him. Yeah, and they're showing me the scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender whenever Aang fights the school kid, and it's like he has this natural like sway in his motion. So whenever the bully is throwing punches at him, he's naturally dodging them, and then the bully's, because of that force he has, is falling to the ground and hurting himself. And it's like you don't even have to do anything. You have this very like almost, they're also showing me the Matrix whenever they like do like back bends and stuff to avoid bullets. Yeah. I love this energy. I want to go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see how you can best use these gifts. This gift. Your spirit guides are saying inspiring from the background or inspiring from within, which is really interesting, which is more powerful sometimes than, again, like I was saying, whenever people are standing up on like a pedestal preaching to other people, you should do this, you should do this. It's like you guys have this ability to be whatever it is that you want to be, and it inspires people to become that as well. Even with the energy of like trend setting, it's like if you guys have a preference toward a certain fashion, for example, like they're showing me the scene in Mean Girls whenever she cuts the holes in her shirt. It's like because you guys wear it proudly and are like, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I am. Again, Aphrodite's coming through. People are inspired by you. People want to do what you're doing. People want to be you, is something I'm seeing as well. You guys could be very psychic as well. You guys could be naturally interested or have a very like natural gift at understanding psychology. Let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. How can pile number 3 best use their gifts? How can pile number 3 best use their gifts? How can pile number 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we'll take 5. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups. So if you wanted, you guys could be in the spotlight because we have the star here, the starfish. You guys could be seen at a large scale. I don't know if you guys necessarily want that or value that, but I feel like you guys have the ability to create a very, very happy life for yourself with these gifts and abilities. To create a life of emotional fulfillment. I'm also seeing with this energy of like the child here, I feel like you guys could use these gifts to inspire the younger generations, to inspire the newer, like the children is something that's coming through. I feel like you guys have the very soft energy. You guys could work with children is something I'm also seeing. We have the Emperor here. Yeah, leading. You guys have the ability to inspire and lead others. Yeah. You guys can use these gifts to lead, to be a leader. And I just saw 2020 on the clock timer. So that could be a number that you guys are seeing. We have the Seven of Cups. Your life really is, your spirit guides are saying your life is your oyster, which it's almost like whatever you want to do, you can. Again, because your gifts are so versatile, because your gifts can be used in more than one area. With the Seven of Cups here, this is like whatever you feel passionate about, whatever you feel creative about or inspired to do, you can do. And you can be this like trendsetter in those things. We have the Ace of Swords. I feel like you also use this gift to show others what true strength is, what true power is as well. Because a lot of times people can think power is external, and it can be. Power can be an external force, external strength, but powerful power really does come from within. And knowing your strength, knowing your power. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. How can pile number 3 best use their gifts? I feel like you best use your gift by uplifting yourself, by putting this inspiration toward yourself, by not being in the energy of feeling like you have to prove yourself to others, but by proving yourself to yourself is something I'm seeing. How you best use your gifts. Because the Four of Pentacles can talk about almost like a selfish type energy. I feel like almost this energy of not necessarily viewing selfishness as something bad, which is really interesting. Because, and it's a give and take, it's balance with everything, but sometimes people can give and give and give and overgive to a sense of depletion from within. I feel like you guys are really in your power when you give to yourself, when you take care of yourself, when you inspire yourself, when you uplift yourself, when you do things that you want to do. And then this in turn inspires the collective, inspires those around you. They're showing me this energy. It's like whenever you are in your power, it inspires others to be in their power. And this is a more like softer approach to power, because sometimes people can inspire others by helping others or by telling others or by doing things for other people. But I don't feel that energy with you guys. I feel like you guys best use your gift when you put your gift toward yourself. Because then people see that you are in your star energy. You are shining. You are glowing. And because you're glowing, it inspires others to glow. Yeah. This is really beautiful energy. And even with the Ten of Cups here, this is also about creating a happy home life, creating emotional stability for yourself and those in your like close proximity. I feel like you guys naturally have the power of influence, the power to inspire others. You don't have to go out there and put yourself out there and force your ideas onto other people. It's like whenever you're in this energy of like creativity and you feel beautiful or you feel inspired by who you are, it naturally like reverberates off of you is something that I'm seeing. It's like your aura, which is really interesting. It's like when people are in your aura and you are in your power and you are inspired and you are creative and you feel beautiful, then it inspires other people to also be in that energy. Not necessarily if you're in the energy of like, oh, you should do this to feel good about yourself. It's just like you need to feel good about yourself, because then other people will see you and they'll think, oh, I can do that for myself as well. I wonder, what did your light attribute say again? Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Yeah. I feel like that's how you best use your gift, is whenever you use it for yourself. Use it to uplift yourself, because you are a part of humanity, and when you uplift yourself, you also uplift humanity. Yeah. I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. We would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you again so much for watching. If this resonated, comment down below, let me know. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye.